know,
activity.
right? Yeah. All right. Hello.
Hello.
It's just me and Dewayna today, and we are in Covington on the square at the office. Yep. So
Work.
I know. So we've got the distractions of all of the people walking by and all of the cars. So we look out. That's why. And on top of that, I have figured out how to do my Instagram live here on this over here somewhere, and then I've got Facebook live over here somewhere. So we're going to see how it goes, and hopefully it'll save me some time, because most of the time on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays after we get off of our lives, it takes me about an hour to download the videos and deposit them in a million different places.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever want to go back and watch our Facebook Lives or our Instagrams, you can go onto YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that I deposit everything onto there, including all of Lynn's cooking videos and any videos that we do out and about around town. I got on there a couple of months ago. Dewayna and Lynn went to a tattoo shop here in Covington.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's on there, so that's fun to watch. So we always have that kind of stuff out there, and we've got our Facebook Lives, we've got the Instagrams. I even put them sometimes on the blog. I'm not super strict about making sure that every single one of these videos get onto the blog, just because that's mainly the written word. Yeah, a blog. So it gets on there sometimes, other times it doesn't. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it usually takes me about an hour each day after we get off of here, and I'm still working on making sure that we are getting out to our community. So
we're talking about where Lynn and I are like, all right, where are we going to eat lunch? Da 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 da. And Stephanie's over here just furiously.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Still trying to work. And I'll sit there and I'll be like, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I want to get up and I want to go, and then I'm still working.
Yeah.
So
we have to give her a minute.
Yeah.
After the lives.
Yeah, that's true. So it's just the two of us here today. I know on Monday, Lynn told you guys that she was going to get her hair cut. So, Lynn, if you're watching.
Hey, you better be watching.
I know, baby. Otherwise, I'm going to get a hold of you.
We need pictures.
But, yeah, show us what you did to your hair. How much did you chop off of it? Because I know you were complaining about it being too long. So, let's see what happens.
Oh, my. I'm just going to come in with
I don't know. So I've never seen her with super short hair.
Me either.
I don't even think I've seen
it.
I bet it would too. And she's so freaking adorable. Like, highlighting her face would be awesome.
But then she wouldn't be able to put it up, and she does wear her hair up a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the mistake that I made a couple of months ago. I went into my hairdresser and I was like, I'm sick of my hair, cut it all off. And then I realized that ever since then I have to physically do my hair every day. So, yeah. Like today, it's somewhat straight, y'all.
I can't get over how much it's grown.
I know, right?
It's grown a ton.
It's growing. I need it to grow longer. That way I can put it all back up in a ponytail. And I don't have to wear pins all in my hair.
Women are so crazy. We get mad because we have long hair, so we go and cut it off, and then we get mad because we have short hair. We don't know.
We don't.
We have no clue.
No. Not even a little bit. So we have something super cool that we're going to be doing on Friday. I'm super excited about it because it involves food. So on Friday, we are going to be doing our live with you guys from Benton House, which is an assisted living community here in town. And they have invited us over for their Super Bowl. So it's super cool because it's not the Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, I thought that was cute. I really genuinely
did.
That's
very cute. So and I didn't even get it when we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, so we get to eat a bunch of soup and bread, which is my favorite thing in the world to eat.
Right. Yeah.
I love carbs. They just don't love me. So, so you guys put it on your calendar. Join us on Friday this week at 12, and we will be live from Benton House. And it will be all three of us, because Lynn will be back, so you guys can check in, see what her hair looks like.
Yes.
So let's maybe we should place bets. Who wants to see?
Ooh,
yeah,
should.
I know. Who wants to see how short it is? Like, how many inches did she cut off, and how much are we willing to bet on it? But then I need to call her real quick and be like, hey, I need you to cut.
Like don't show any pictures.
Yeah, don't yeah.
Like stay out of the limelight.
And that's Lynn. We can't actually. Lynn won't do that
No,
ever.
she won't. No, she won't.
Well, we try.
She's our shining star.
She is. She's an adorable little shining star, though. She is so
cute. She's a mess.
So,
okay.
Okay. So the reason why Benton House is having a Super Bowl is because this Sunday is the Super Bowl. So how many people watch football on the regular and knows who is playing this Sunday?
I think we're probably the only two people that
didn't
know.
So Dewayna just asked me before we got on here. She's like, "We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We should know who's playing." She's like, "Who's playing?" I was like, "I don't know."
And you live in a house with two guys.
I know.
I mean, I don't. So I kind of have an excuse.
I have no idea. So we had to look it up.
Yeah, we did.
So it's the 49ers.
Yes.
Where are the 49ers from?
Is it San Francisco?
Heck, I don't know. I don't know because I don't live out west. I'm assuming people out west, y'all know.
Football, so.
And the Chiefs.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. Now that is kind of cool because I did live in Kansas City for about 10 years. So.
Go
Chiefs.
Only what NFL? Yeah, that's what it is. NFL.
Yeah.
The only NFL players that I know of or teams would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I will always root for you guys.
Right.
And are the Saints part of the NFL? Yeah, the Saints are part of the NFL because
New Orleans?
They are. They're New Orleans.
Hey.
Because when I lived in Mississippi, like everyone in South Mississippi are huge Saints fans. Like the whole place shuts down to watch the Saints, literally. Jeez. So, those are the two I know.
See, I know the Falcons because when I was little, my parents were in the Falcon 40, and we would tailgate.
What is the Falcon 40? This sounds like fun.
Oh, this was way back in the 70s.
I'm thinking it's a 40, which would lead me to believe it's something drinking-wise.
Oh, it probably was. It probably was.
Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, well, we tailgated. We had season tickets for years and years and years, and so that was a big thing in our family on Sundays.
That is super cool. I can remember being in high school and, okay, I'm not going to tell you guys how long ago that was. So, but I can remember when the Super Bowl was going to be played in Tampa. And one of the clubs I was in high school, we got to go to the stadium and put out, I guess everyone that actually goes to a Super Bowl gets really cool souvenirs. And that year, one of the souvenirs was those fluffy cushions that goes on the hard seats.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stadium seats, I think.
Stadium seats.
Yeah, that's what they're called. So, but they were really neat. They had like the imprint of whatever that Super Bowl was. Again, I'm not giving dates or anything along those lines. But it was super cool. And I can remember walking up and down that stadium, walking across all of the benches the day before the Super Bowl. It was really neat.
That's cool.
It was super cool. So that's my experience with football.
Yeah.
So
I like, my sister will tell you that I do not understand football, which is mostly accurate. But I do understand it a little bit. I mean, I get the gist of it.
Yeah.
But I like watching when my kids played.
Yeah.
That's the sports I like.
I know, the little peewee football, because whenever my two were little, they did it also. That was always fun. I used to love that. And what's crazy is that it's weird that I don't know more about football because let me rephrase that. I know quite a bit about college football. I love college football.
My daughter does.
But when it comes to the NFL, I am completely clueless on it. But it's crazy that I don't because my papa, huge football fan. I mean, literally the house shuts down for football. So we would watch Saturday college football, Sunday would be the pro teams, Monday night would be pro teams. So it was always on. I just never paid attention to the pros.
Oh, my mom and my sister, and my dad, of course, were huge football fans.
Yeah.
But I was always, in a corner reading a book or something.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing, but I just know that when it came to pro football, I wasn't all about it. So, but yeah, hey, I don't know. Who are you guys rooting for? Are you guys rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers? That doesn't sound right, y'all. Is it San Francisco
right?
49ers? I don't know. She's going to look it up because we don't know.
That just Trust me, we know way more about real estate than we do football.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Yeah, maybe someone needs to sit down with us and explain football to us. That way we can be a little bit more educated about it. So I don't know. But hey, did you guys also know that on Sunday it's Groundhog Day? So I don't know. Groundhog Day.
So what is it? If he sees a shadow or if he doesn't see a shadow?
If he sees a shadow, then it's more winter, right?
I don't know.
So
It is San Francisco 49.
Okay, look at that.
Okay.
Hey, you
right.
guessed it right.
So hold on, now let's look up Groundhog Day.
But well, you know what? Growing up, living in the South, how many of us actually go by what that says?
Right.
Because we live in the South. We have absolutely no relation with what's going on up north with their winter. Our winters tend to be rainy and less cold and just winter. So
well, it's like it doesn't matter one way or the other to me. I don't guess it's either gonna be cold or it's not.
Right. Well, and like last week it was super warm, and then this week is cold, and then next week
It's supposed to be warm again.
it's supposed to be warm and rainy.
Yes.
So
it's gonna rain again.
It is. It's supposed to be rainy the beginning half of next week.
Oh.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Like for us, our winter is probably a lot like the northern spring, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Isn't that where the spring showers thing came in?
Yeah, because like even when I lived in Kansas, their spring or their our winter is like their spring.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the winter.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Even they have up there.
Yeah.
So
no.
And they're just covered up in snow right now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I keep seeing people popping onto here, and for some reason, the Facebook Live is not telling me who is popping on. So if you guys can do me a favor and just, wave at us so that we can
comment,
see, something, because I don't know why it's messed up today. Normally I can see who it is, but for some reason it's not telling me who it is.
I don't even see Marty popping in.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
Or David.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I don't know. Maybe my Facebook's messed up, but it tells me that I'm live, and it tells me that you guys can hear me. So that's what's the most important thing to me. But I just can't see who you guys are. So that's why we're not saying hello. It's because we don't know who you are. But hey, y'all.
See you. Hey.
Yeah. So, and the Super Bowl, going back to that, is in Miami this year.
Right.
Miami. It's nice and warm down there. There's a lot of people wearing bathing suits down there because it never gets cold down there.
I was about to say, they probably wear them year round down there.
Yeah, it never gets cold.
Yeah.
And it's funny, whenever I was growing up, because I grew up right outside of Tampa, and we would think it was so cold. Okay. And you could drive by the public pool or whatever, or you could drive to the beach, or, because you would go and eat dinner closer to the beaches or whatever. There would be people in bathing suits in the water. And we always thought it was weird, but they always had accents. Apparently, European people will swim in like 40-degree weather.
Yeah.
It's weird to me, but they will.
I met some people from Kazakhstan one time, and they had never seen a beach.
Oh.
So we were down in, I guess it was Houston, but whatever the beach is down there.
Yeah.
And they were just fascinated because they had never seen a beach.
So did they get in the water?
Yeah. We were like, oh.
Did they think that the water was
cool? Not really.
See, that's the way it was for us too.
Yeah.
Like they were always like, oh, this is perfect weather. And we're like, no, this is winter weather.
Yeah.
We're wearing sweaters and pants.
Right.
We might be wearing flip-flops because it's flip-flops year round.
Flip-flops.
But it's pants and sweater weather. So we didn't get in the water.
No, they did. They were like, oh, this is great. And we're like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, ma'am, I can't.
February.
Yeah, that's what and that was another thing. The Europeans would vacation down there around us during the winter. They weren't there that often during the summer. More often than not during the summer, we had just normal everyday people there.
Yeah, normal like touristy.
It wasn't even the tourists would only come for spring break a lot of the time. It was a strange thing to me. I guess they always figured our summers were too hot.
Yeah.
So they would come for spring break. And then starting in the fall, we would have late fall, we would have what we called the snowbirds. Do they call them snowbirds up here? Yeah. Okay. So we would have the snowbirds from Canada, and they would stay all winter long, and then they would go home around the 1st of March.
There you go. So, that'll work.
Yeah, our population would double in my little town.
Yeah.
Legitimately. Anyone that knows Plant City, Florida, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We doubled, more than doubled.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, alrighty. So we've been sitting here talking all kinds of nonsense and stuff, but we should talk about a little bit of real estate. So that way Lynn will be proud of us for bringing up the real estate.
Yeah.
Because, I'll sit here and
what we do.
Yeah, it's what I'll jibber jabber about nonsense otherwise. Mm-hmm. So with the real estate market, I know we told you guys we've got several listings right now. We do have a few of them that are under contract, and we do have a couple of land. Well, we have one land listing, and we're looking for more. So if you guys know of anyone that's looking to buy or sell, definitely hit us up, and we would love to work with them. We have quite a few buyers that we're working with as well. So if you guys are thinking about selling your house, let us know. That way we can hook our buyers up with you. That would be fantastic. But we did get a phone call from Dan the man, our mortgage man. It's actually Dan McKenzie with Options Mortgage. I just call him Dan the man.
He is Dan the man.
He is Dan the man. That's what I call him. But so he gave us some little tidbits about what's going on with the mortgage market. And we wanted to pass that information along to you guys because it's something that's beneficial to the public to know. So do you want to let them know what?
Oh, dude, rates are down.
Yes. Yeah, rates are staying down.
Yeah.
So that's
fantastic. He was saying, he was comparing to 90 days ago, so about mid-October.
Yeah.
And 30-year FHA was at 3.25, and now we're down to 3.0. On a 15-year FHA, they were at 3.375. Now they're at 3.125. VA was up 1/4 of a point. Now it's down to 3.0. 30-year conventional was at 3.875. Now we're at 3.625. And a 15-year conventional was at 3.375 and is now at 3.125. So now is the time, people.
Yeah,
and I can remember buying my first house, and our rate was 7.5%, and I was like, "Oh, this is magic."
Yeah, I know. That's what my dad was saying. He can remember one of their first houses was around 7, and
it was unheard of.
But yeah, that was good back in the 80s.
Completely unheard of.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
So these are some fantastic rates, and the thing is that a lot of people don't understand whenever we're talking about rates or whenever you're talking to your mortgage lender about rates. For us and the general public, what that means is you can actually afford more home than what you can whenever you have a higher mortgage rate. So I know that doesn't really make sense whenever you break down numbers and that kind of stuff, and I don't try to do that. That's where you call your lender. But generally speaking, when mortgage rates go down, that means that you're able to afford more home. So if you're thinking that you can afford a certain type of home, you would definitely want to give a lender a call and talk over with them what all of this actually means, because you might actually be able to buy something bigger or something with more property or something more of whatever it is that you want. So that's something to think about whenever you're.
And if you are thinking about buying, that definitely give a lender a call.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have several, but just because you think you can't doesn't mean you can't. And maybe you can't right now, but here do steps 1, 2, and 3,
right,
and come back and see me in a couple of months.
Yep.
So
that's very true. Georgia has it's something that whenever we were at the expo last week, was that, or was that the week before?
It was the week before. Yeah.
But we were talking to someone that does the Georgia Dream program. And that's for. That's for people that they really genuinely don't think that they can buy a home. They don't have any down payment. They need assistance. The Georgia Dream program, it does take you a little bit longer to be able to purchase the home, and you do have to go through several more steps. But if you're willing to go through the process, there are grants out there for you to help you buy a home. I mean, the whole point is we understand that the American dream is to own a home. And the state understands that, and they want to help you. So.
And we have lenders that do that Georgia Dream program all day, every day.
Yeah.
So they can answer any questions you have.
Yep.
You know, you can always call us. We can hook you up with them.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, it's always worth looking into.
Right.
Because, you know, you want to pay your mortgage or somebody else's.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the truth.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, she really does.
But I was listening to a podcast, and they were asking, it was a couple of real estate agents, and they were asking different agents, do they think that we're in a bubble or not? And this one guy, who I thought it was a very smart answer to give, he was like, yeah, I really don't think that we're in a bubble, but even if we are, it doesn't matter. He's like, there's always going to be money set aside for homes to be purchased. And there's always going to be people that need to sell their homes. So whenever you're talking about the bubble, does that really even matter? You know, and he was talking about how you should never sit and wait thinking that there's going to be a bubble and that there's going to be a huge downturn and that you're going to just buy a bunch of houses for super cheap. That's probably not likely to ever happen again. We had that major correction back in 2007. And a lot of people have learned from that. The government especially has learned from that. So if you're sitting waiting for us to have a huge downturn where you're going to be being able to buy 2,500 square foot homes for $30,000, that's not likely to happen, unfortunately. People always have to have somewhere to live. So if you're thinking about buying investment properties, it's never a bad time to buy investment properties. It's always a good time because you're always going to have someone that needs to live in that home. You know, so
I can think of just off the top of my head about 4 listings right now that are just exactly that.
Yeah.
Just they want somebody to buy it and take over the lease that somebody's already in the home. So you're already, you don't even have to.
Yeah, you're already generating money from day one.
You just start collecting from that tenant.
Right. So that's something to think about as well. I mean, if you already own your own home and you don't want to move and you don't want to sell your home, but you're looking to make more revenue throughout whatever time period that you're in right now, whatever stage of life you're in, consider buying investment properties. It'll always make you money.
Yeah.
Always. You just have to be smart about it. And that's why we're here. We're here to help you be smart. So that's all I got for today, y'all.
Yeah, that's all we've got. We've talked about everything.
I know. Like we started off with me being. What did I forget?
The kickoff is. Did we say that the kickoff was at 6:30 on Sunday night?
Listen, I'm thinking these people that already know football.
Right, they already know all this. I think we're really the only two. I feel like I want to interview people now and just ask them if they know this information.
We're gonna have all of our friends are gonna be like, I can't believe you two don't know this.
And I can't believe you got on Facebook Live and admitted that you didn't know this.
Listen,
we've been busy.
If you don't know us yet, let me just tell you one thing about all three of us. Me, Lynn, and Dewayna, we're about the most honest people. Yeah. Honest. If we don't know it, we will tell you we don't know it and we'll figure it out. Yeah. Just like she just did. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about football. There you go.
Well, I can't keep up with telling a bunch of stories because I can't remember. And the stuff that happens to me on a daily basis is really funny enough. I don't need to.
I agree. Did I tell you guys that my aunt watches us and she's like, you guys are the most entertaining. I was like, you're so freaking cute. I love you. I like being entertaining. I like entertaining people. And I like helping people. So if I'm helping you by making you laugh, that's a good thing in my book.
Yeah.
So, all right. I hope that you guys have a great Wednesday. Make sure you put a note on your calendar that you're going to hang out with us on Friday.
For the Super
Bowl
party.
Yes,
that's awesome.
So that's going to be us. We're going to be hanging out with you guys on Friday at noon, all three of us. And, one thing that I did not, and I wanted to ask everyone about. Go to our page, Lynn Pink Real Estate, and it's got more words, but just type in Lynn Pink Real Estate and you'll pop up, I promise. go on there and watch. I posted a video this morning of John Maxwell talking about leadership, and it's honestly super thought-provoking, and I believe that it can help anyone in any industry. So we need to create as many leaders as possible in this world.
Absolutely.
So
we've got plenty of followers.
Please,
leaders.
Yeah, please just take a little bit of time and go and watch that. Even if you can't watch the whole thing, watch as much as you can. All right. Thanks, you guys.
The shout out, we're probably going to the Townhouse Cafe for lunch.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Townhouse Cafe here on the square in Covington. We love you guys.
Yeah. And if you guys have recommendations of where you think we should eat whenever we're in town, let us know.
Yes.
All right. Thanks. Bye,
Thanks, guys. Bye.
And now.